The amount of true crime podcasts I listen to, I have no faith in the legal system at all. They're gonna lock my ass up. They're gonna execute me, and then by the time they figure out I'm
you're a
innocent,
black woman. They not gonna believe
they gonna
shit.
shoot my ass on sight, and I ain't even did nothing. We shot her because of her search history. She was a suspect in the murder.
Nigga,
50,000
you don't even know if it was
kilometers away that she had nothing to do with.
You don't even know if it was mute. Searching that shit up on my phone.
Just because I'm black.
True.
It's just different.
Welcome to another episode of Jaded and Evolving.
Hello. We are your hostesses for Jaded and Evolving. I am Natasha Soul.
I am Christian. Do I need a second name? I'm just Christian. That's all I am. That's who I am.
When you put what is your tagline is Ratchet Righteous. And I was thinking like, well, I call myself like the creative creator, so we could do that. Not AKAs, but like hey, it's Natasha here, the creative creator. And you are.
I'm the Ratchet Righteous Goddess herself, Christian. I'm just a big bitch with some brown pants on. Amen? Hey, motherfucker, man.
Almost thought she was naked, didn't you?
Y'all got to pay extra for that. Y'all got to step. You know what? Let me cut it. Because y'all is freaky. Y'all is nasty. I've never been so.
I've never felt so exposed in my life.
But y'all know I'm a Leo. I like attention. I like that shit.
She gonna start pulling it off slowly.
Your body's a whispering. Nope. Y'all won't get these vocals. No, you won't. Not today. Child, how you been for?
I'm tired as fuck from that turkey bowl. I knew I was. I was like, this is dinner food. I was like, this is dinner food, bruh. I fucked that shit up though.
That's why I
so good.
Kept it slight.
I know.
Turkey is such a sleepy time.
Shout out to Wawa for having their little turkey gobbler bowl.
Amen. I'm always trying to praise the Lord.
Yet.
I'm not even religious. I'm just always
praise him all the time.
For he is worthy. Just be doing shit. This gonna be one of them episodes. Yeah. I can already see it.
We not even under the influence, or are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I got high this morning, but now I'm out of weed.
I was gonna bring some of mine, and then I was just like, "What am I? I'm not even bringing the whole kit. Like, what am I grinding up with? What am I putting it in? Why,
friend? You know I don't need none of that. You could have just bought the grass. It would have been good. I know. You know I could always make a way.
I know.
I mean
it's a smoke shop right up the street, so
we could have done us some favors. Did us in one.
They got that Delta in there because they was just like, oh, we don't require,
that's what that is. They
the card
Delta 8.
I was just like Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10.
That kratom.
CB8, CBDG, THCG, THCA. I just want the straight stuff.
Just give me.
Stop trying to fuck with my brain.
I need like the 9. If it's not a Delta 9,
true.
I don't want no fucking Delta 8.
Delta 8 was cool when it first came out, but it definitely had
it gives me a headache.
Marijuana hangover. Yes. That.
And it's not even, the high doesn't last long at all. It's like 20 minutes. That's some high school shit.
I think it hit me longer because at that time I wasn't really smoking like that. So.
Yeah, my dad, like, my family's so supportive of me getting a cannabis certificate. I feel like if I smoked this much weed and wasn't in school for it, they would like,
right. They'd be like, can you get yourself together?
But they're like, they're so supportive that my dad is just like, yeah, you heard about this shit? And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna bring you some Delta 8. I'm like, looking at the back of it. I'm like looking at the cannabinoids. I'm looking at the terpenes, and I'm like, there are no terpenes really. And I'm looking like,
I'll be like, take this back, please.
I'm like, Daddy, no.
Give this to a crackhead. They probably
or I'm just like, give it to somebody who doesn't smoke. Like, you know, there are people in our family who are older. Like, a lot of my older family members smoke weed for like chronic pain and shit like that.
Because they still gonna have the high. They still gonna have the psychoactive parts.
They fine.
It's just not gonna be as intense.
My family is fine. These are some strong people. I believe in them. It's mostly like my great aunts and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom knows that I smoke, but like in passing, I told her. I was just like, yeah, every now and then. She was like, oh, okay. She was like, well, you know, when we used to live in that apartment, I had some in the thing. I was just like, yes, Mom, you told me before. And I asked for it and you said no. I don't understand. Now I'm an adult and I can pay for it myself. I'm not asking you.
I know that when my mom first retired, she like ate an edible. And it was the funny. She called me like, Pooh, did you know that you is the 5th generation of your family? Yeah, Mom, I know. That is just crazy. And then she just got loud. That is just crazy to me. Because, like, and then he the 6th generation. And then everybody is just getting so Pooh. That is just a blessing for y'all to just be so close. I'm like, are you okay? So get off the phone. My little sister, of course, you know, Elizabeth, she called me like, you gotta excuse her. She ate some gummies and she gone. And I'm like, she is too far gone. She was just so in her feelings. Like, she felt everything that night. She woke up the next morning like, Pooh, I am so hungry. I said, I bet you are. I bet you are. She was like, man, you're not getting ready to go to IHOP. Yeah, eat all that food, Mama.
Please feed yourself. Because that hunger.
I bet you she ain't eat them shits again.
I hope not.
My mom is not the drug type of woman. Like, she is not the type. She didn't do drugs when she was younger. Like, she didn't smoke weed in her younger years. She never thought that it was like a thing. So she gets heavily affected by THC and shit like that.
Used to be before I started smoking.
I was gonna say, like, is something wrong with me? Like, my tolerance is so high now that I need like at least.
I've been taking breaks.
I need to take a tolerance break.
From Friday when I was over there with you, and then I drank some more of the juice. Mm-hmm. Like, that next day, I didn't feel anything. And I was like, I'm drinking this juice, and I'm not. I was like, oh, well, time to take a break so I can get high as a giraffe ass this weekend.
Absolutely. That's why I can't wait for vacation, because I know I can't smoke for that week.
Oh, true.
I'm not even like, it's something about being in the water high. That's not going to sit right with me. And my kid is there? No. Got to watch him. Yeah, that too. But I'm just thinking about like being on a boat, it's moving, I'm high, my equilibrium. And then trying to like watch him. He's not a problem. He's just very active. So he'll dart the fuck off like, Mommy, let's go here. And I'm like,
can you walk?
Like, if I'm high, it's like, I got to keep my eye on my fucking kid. So if I'm starting to see 2 of you, which one do I chase? You know? So
not the one that's over in the water.
Yeah.
Not the one running on the water. The one still on the boat.
How I know my baby not special? How I know he ain't got it?
If he ain't done it before, he ain't gonna do it.
It's the first time for everything. I'm just saying. What are we getting into this week, Fur?
We are going to talk about self-concept.
I hate everything about it. Makes me look at myself with a mirror.
Your whole being.
I don't like it.
I learned about it because I was just like, why my self-esteem so damn?
Yeah, no, that's an honest question.
I was like, why the fuck am I like so down on myself like this? And then I started listening to the little what are those? Not the binaural beats, but the other ones. No, the other ones when they're like talking, but their talking is really low, like you barely.
It's
hear
like a guided meditation, but like
it's like
deeper.
behind the behind the music.
It's not, but I can't think of the name. It's not.
You know what I'm talking about, though. But so I played one of those, and I was just like, "What is the purpose of this? Like, I don't understand."
It's a subconscious tag.
So yeah. Yes, subconscious messages and stuff like that, and I was just like, there has to be more to this. So I just started looking into self-concept.
And what did you discover about yourself necessarily? And I guess in that,
a lot of the things that I think about myself have come from other people. Yeah, which is a huge issue because, again, for like the 15,000th time, who the fuck am I? Yeah. Other than being Tia Natasha Adams. Yeah. Like, who am I? So I had to, that's a part of the shadow work as well. I had to look at myself and think like, why am I still holding on to all these things that, you know, bullies from middle school, elementary school, high school might have said, or mean things that, you know, people in my family might have said when they were just upset about the world and stuff like that, and holding those things so close. I mean, because I was a child. Yeah. But like, I'm an adult now, and I know that these things are not true.
And it doesn't have to be your belief system if you don't choose for it to be, yeah.
And it's not personally who I am or who I see myself.
Absolutely.
The times that I see myself in all my glory, I'm still that person, even when I'm down in the dumps. Yeah. Like, I'm still a great person.
Because you can't be up all the time.
No.
You can't. I don't even think I would want to be up all the time.
That's a big, like, burden.
It can
to try to be up all the time. Like...
Yeah. To never have a dull moment or a somber moment, or to never experience sadness. Like, imagine somebody close to you passing and you just don't grieve. You just problematically positive. Like, she went to a better place. She's way better. Like, your fucking mother got hit by a truck. I know, but it was like destiny. No. Bitch, no. That is a very problematic thought process to have, though. And some people do have it. Some people are just positive all the fucking time. Some people are negative all the fucking time. So having that, it's a very thin line. It is a very thin line in duality, because you can fall within that thin line to the point where you never pick a side.
Right.
And I think that that's almost dangerous.
Yeah.
Almost more dangerous than not picking a side. You know, than having a side.
Yeah. And it's like also learning, like, the way that I process things mentally too.
Yeah.
That's like a big part of, like, okay, these things made me sad, so I hold on to them. But like, when the things make me happy, it's just like, oh, okay, that's just a passing, fleeting. And I just be like, the fuck? Like, why is that? I think because the sadness or anger, those emotions feel so intense, we hold on to them. But the happiness is just like, yeah, like, of course, like, that's the default feeling.
But the
and it's just like,
be
no.
deep, though. Like, for me personally, the happiness be deep.
Right.
It be a good, and it can be very long term. Sometimes I have good weeks. I have great weeks at a time. But no, that, to your point, it's just like, how do you make peace with the fact that some shit just bound to happen? Like, I'm trying to get there. I really am. Because, again, not having a side is dangerous. Yeah. And I do feel like I am that type of person where when I'm sad, I, like, go through the motions, but I find a reason to be grateful. I find a reason to be happy and immediately try to switch back to that. Or I'm happy and it's like, this won't last long. Or, okay, what's the next thing I can do to be happy? Or, you know, whatever. It just, it feels like a never ending totter. Like, I feel like I'm always like either one or the other, one or the other, one or the other. And it's so instantaneous. Like, 1 minute I'm happy, next minute I'm not. And it's like, if it's going to be an ebb and flow, that line doesn't break. So it should be this flow. And it's not. It is. It's like snaps. It's almost like flatlining and then coming back to life. Bruh. I don't want to keep having that feeling. It's very difficult. I don't know if it's just difficult because I'm a woman. I don't know if it's difficult because I'm a person, because I'm spiritual. It's very difficult to determine, like, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you... Bruh. Because there are days where the thing that makes me happy does not bring me joy. I don't know if I'm just trying to define life too much. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Depression.
I don't know if I'm just trying to, like, over define my life and I'm taking things too serious. But I feel so far deep into who I am as a person, even though, to your point, I don't really know myself, that trying to unlearn the shit at this age just seemed like,
what the fuck?
Why am I doing this?
So it's like, when it comes to, like, unlearning, like you just said, like, why am I doing this? This is so, it feels so fucking ingrained. It's kind of like every day you just have to kind of switch certain things. Like, instead of trying to unlearn everything at once, it's more so like okay, usually on Mondays, I see Mondays as, this is some bullshit. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to allow myself to do that. What can I do on this Sunday to make my Monday feel better? Okay, now I don't feel shitty about Mondays anymore. I can go about that, and then just, it's like a small, it's like change. Small things.
Yeah. Not having ADHD and not being diagnosed, I feel like I had to go about things differently. Like, I still don't have an ADHD diagnosis. It could be totally other shit, you know? Like, I don't know. But I do know that there were times where I realized that I was, like, unorganized. Mm-hmm. So, like, on Sundays, I pull my clothes out for Monday. Mm-hmm. I could be pulling my clothes out for the week and not have to deal with that shit at all. So, like, that's the next step to the first step, you know, to your point. So, I do think that there are things that we could do to switch it. But it seems like everything has to be so sure of, right? Everything has to be so confirmed immediately. It's that instant gratification thing. I think a lot of what happens on social media has rolled into reality.
Yes.
So that idea of like waking up refreshed in the morning and putting on our robe and washing our face and having all this time, it doesn't work like that every day. I do have those days though. I have those days. When it's especially on the days that I work from home, I have those days. Could get up, go to the gym. I come home, take my supplements, can drive my kid to school. Like, I can have that day and still sit down and do my work just fine, get my schoolwork done, whatever. Mm-hmm. But those are the days that I don't take for granted, like, at all.
Right.
Because there's so few far and in between. Mm-hmm. I honestly am not looking for it to be my everyday schedule either, because I feel like when you get too comfortable in that, you are not well prepared. When you deterred
from it, it's just like, oh my gosh, I wasn't able to do this.
And I don't want change to come at such what feels like such a detriment when it's not that deep. Just because I have to pivot away from my day-to-day schedule should not mean that I feel like it's the end of the world. Yeah. So how do you find, having ADHD, having a diagnosis, how did you find, I guess, solitude in understanding that, like, you know what's going on, you know that there's a reason affecting that, you know that there's something that you should be doing, but you also know that there are like barriers in the way just by your thought process in general that kind of stands in the way of you making the change immediately.
I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay. Like, I feel like every day I learn something new about myself since I've had the diagnosis.
How long has it been since you were diagnosed?
Like 2 years.
Okay, cool.
So I received a late diagnosis like a lot of women. And it's like, some things I'm just like, that makes sense. How do I fix that? But other things I'm just like, okay, I have things to do. This is not something that I want to do.
Right.
How do I make this so that I want to do it? Yeah. I'm still trying to figure that part out. Like, I've seen so many, like, the little chore charms. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try that. Some other things, but I'm just like, I try to look at it as, what makes me get up every morning to go to my job? I have bills to pay. Other than that, what do I go to work for?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So how can I apply that? I don't fucking know, because I don't know why I go to work other than to pay bills. I mean, the people that are there are cool. Right. Yeah. It's something that I like doing. That's the problem. Yeah. These things that I don't like doing are not things that look appealing to me right now. So I don't know. But it's like, it's a small, like, you just have to do research. Take time out to figure out, like, has this worked for me before and I'm just pulling away from it? Yeah. Let's get back into that. Like, we enjoyed doing this, like going to the gym. If I miss a day at the gym, I just be like, oh, well, I ain't going. I'm gonna start next week, and I don't go back until the next month. I'd be like, the fuck? And I enjoyed the gym. So I'm just like, I'm just trying to figure out day by day, like, is this gonna work for me? Like, pulling out my clothes. Mm-hmm. I pull out my clothes every night, so I don't have to go in the other room and figure out, like, what am I going to wear? Because now I'm, like, falling behind because I want to leave work. I want to leave out the house by 6:45. Because if I leave out later, I know I'm going to be stuck in traffic. I hit all the red lights. Like, that's what causes for a bad day.
But it's so crazy that you're saying that, because it just deeply confirms that I do have ADHD, because that's how it started for me. Like, I haven't always been this, like, about her business person. I used to run from my responsibilities a lot, like, so much so to the point where, like, I couldn't afford to pay my bills. I didn't become responsible across the board until I just got tired. Yeah. Like, I was so tired of being upset with myself. I was so tired of being disappointed with myself. I was so tired of running into problems that was my decision to be like, I'm just not going to give myself problems anymore. So the big things are taken care of. It's the day-to-day. Like, I do take my clothes out every night, but why can't I take them out on Sunday so that I have them throughout the week?
True.
Like, that's one less thing to do. If I know that I'm working out on Tuesdays and Fridays, I pull my workout clothes out on Tuesdays and Fridays. I have an alarm set in my phone so that I'm waking up an hour earlier so that I can account for going to the gym before I go to work. And I've attributed all of that to very selfish reasons and almost very vain reasons.
Why do I want to go to the gym? To be like
because
that.
I want to look really good while I'm having sex. Like, I want my nudes to pop. Like, I want to feel good. When I look past the mirror and I'm ass naked, I want to really love who I see.
And if that's what works.
And that's
works for each person is not going to be the same. But if that's what works for you and gets you up in the morning.
That's why I try to, like, especially in teaching, I try to simplify it for women. Like, it's not always about this spiritual thing. It's not always about, because I'm going to be a better person after all of this. Fuck all of that. Maybe you just want a fat ass.
You want to be happier?
Maybe you can walk past the mirror and like the fact that your thighs don't jiggle as much anymore. Maybe that's because looking at yourself and seeing physically how you've let yourself go, it might be the reason why you don't like yourself right now. That's what it took for me. When I stepped on a scale and I saw that it said 3 anything, I said, what the fuck? And immediately got to it.
That's probably what has stopped me from stepping on a scale.
And now I don't. Going to the gym, I literally step on the scale once a month to just see the progress. Being back down, being in a space where I feel like I've started to intuitively eat. I've started to, nothing is about being so strict and so hard on myself anymore, because I know that a part of my self-concept, of my belief system, is to not be perfect. Perfect me needed to see a scale. I needed to see numbers. I needed that. This me is like, I feel better. I'm more flexible. My joints don't hurt. I have more energy in the morning. I have mental clarity. All those are the reasons why I go to the gym. It really doesn't have a lot to do with weight loss anymore, or even just like vanity. It's the fact that when I wake up in the morning, I feel empowered. When I leave the gym, I feel like I can take over the fucking world. It feels so good. I need that.
And then that shower afterwards, that's one of the best showers.
And I need that. That joint in the morning, that white boy and that cup of coffee after the gym, that's peace for me. Like, I look forward to that. So I have created.
They said it's a good pre-workout.
I do. Sometimes I do smoke a sativa, because if you smoke it, you ain't doing shit in the gym. No. A sativa before the gym will have you
on that damn treadmill.
Sativa and some type of pre-workout. I don't recommend actual pre-workout, like a scoop of pre-workout. That's entirely too much caffeine. They said
matcha is good.
Matcha's great.
Matcha is a good one.
Even a slight like shot of espresso is also good too. My ginger absolute favorite, go to Walmart and it's a pack of like energy, like caffeine. It's $2 for like a pack of 12. They come in multiple flavors. It's not pre-workout. It's actually supposed to be like midday for like the people who garden and shit, or like people who mow lawns to get their electrolytes and shit back. It's not like
the 5-hour energy.
It doesn't have a ton of caffeine in it. So when you take it, you start like, and I usually like eat a banana or something before I go in the gym.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will probably be like maybe mid-set, like my first set of reps, when it finally kicks in.
And then you be going ham.
I blink and I've been in the gym an hour and a half. Like, it's a great time. It's a great time. You have to find what works for you. And I try to tell women that, especially when it comes to working out, because weight loss is a big thing for a lot of women. Don't make it so much about the pounds. My clothes, a lot of them don't fit anymore. A lot of them have gotten too big. I went to go try on dresses not too long ago. She was pulling out sizes I haven't seen since high school. To be able to fit into that comfortably, no, like undergarment, no, not needing any of that. The fucking mastermind tour, I think I told you, we were in DC trying to move the marble table. She put the table down. I still had that bitch. So she was like, damn, Chris, like, I'm still, it feels good to be strong. It feels good to feel good. Like, granted, like, the looks is coming in. Like, I'm with it. But it just feels good to feel good. Yeah. So sometimes you have to search for the feeling of things even before it's there.
Yeah.
Search for how it felt previously so that you can use that as fuel for whatever it is that you're trying to get to. And I think some women who don't have ADHD diagnosis don't have the help. They don't have the knowledge to know, to research. They just don't. Nobody's assisting them with that. So, I mean, you knew. Like, you were like, listen, I'm going to the doctor. Somebody going to tell me what the fuck is going on. But for my ladies who, like,
this ain't just
don't have insurance or they go into the doctor and they can't get the diagnosis, like, what do you do?
I don't want to say rely heavily on the diagnosis that they have on Instagram and TikTok. Like, that can be a lot of neurotypical people sometimes deal with that, like forgetting things and stuff. But, nigga, if you know, like, you just saw that thing and then you turn this way and then you turn back and you're just like, what is important over here? You might have a little issue. Like, I be forgetting things. I'm like, damn, what the fuck
did I come in here for?
But it's like, it's good to do your own research. They have a lot of like self-screening tests, like for ADHD and autism, because I've done some of the ones for autism, because I'm just like, bro, I think I'm ADHD. I don't think it's just ADHD anymore. But they have a lot of self-diagnosis tests out there, so you can take them yourself, and it shows you like, okay, you might be on the spectrum, or like you just might have a little bit of anxiety, depression every now and then, and stuff like that. So that's what I used as well, because I was seeing stuff on Instagram, and I was like, I don't want to rely heavy on what these people are sometimes pulling out their ass. Like, it's not like, sometimes I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Did getting a diagnosis affect your self-esteem at all?
Yes.
Really?
It made me look back to, like, I had texted you that one time for the video. It made me look back to, like, who I was in high school. And it made me think, like, if somebody would have saw this sooner, I probably wouldn't have graduated with a 2.0.
No, that's some real shit.
Like, I probably, like, regardless of me graduating with my CNA, GNA, being the only one with my GNA, like, I'm, like, looking at all these negative things, and it's just like, bitch, you're the only one that graduated with the GNA part. Yeah. Ma'am.
You don't account for that, though, because you're too busy looking at the other shit. Yeah.
Right. So it made me, like, really, like, look like elementary school. Like, I did have a hard time reading, and then I excelled past the gifted and talented, and I was still mad because they ain't put me in the program. I'm like, bitch, I'm reading better than half of these bitches in here. Like, I was like,
sometimes going for the goal had a lot to do with being denied for the initial thing at first? Like, did it make you go harder in the interim from the, like, so for instance, having the 2.0 GPA, was there at any point where you saw yourself on the decline where you were like, I gotta go harder to prove to yourself that the 2.0 wasn't the end all be all? Or did you only see that, like, all this shit is happening around me, but fuck all that, I just got this 2.0?
It's kind of half and half. Okay. Because there were times where I was just like, I know that this GPA does not define who I am. Because I can fucking take tests and not study and excel. Like, I'll get a 98% and be fine. Yeah. But in some other things, I'm just like, I have to study for this. Yeah. Or it kind of made me, like, just look and think, like, why do I do this? Why do I do that? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But now, like, with me, like, working with my inner child and inner teen, I'm just like, all right, y'all, we got here. ADHD, right? Like I got an answer, right? What we gonna do from here? Like, now, like, but looking at my, like, adult self, like, present, right now, I'm just like, what are we gonna do about this? Like,
what do you want to do about it? I know that's probably, like, such a broad question, but, like, I guess because, and also being your friend, it allows me to hold you accountable for the changes that you're implementing into your life. Like, is there anything that you don't mind talking about on the pod that publicly, like, it's a goal that you want to work towards? You know that your ADHD is affecting that goal, that I can show up and be, like, a stronger accountability partner in that, so that you're not reverting back to being like, because I don't want to do this is why I'm not doing it. So I can be like, friend, this is you not doing the thing that you don't want to do it.
I know one main thing, like I just said, the gym. Like, I do want to start going back to the gym, because that was, like, my happy place. I'm already reading more books. Yeah. Like, that was definite, well, listening to them, but that's my happy place. Listening to books, sitting around with my headphones on and just doing the things like creating. I want to be an entrepreneur. And it's hard for people with ADHD to be entrepreneurs because we have so many different ideas. Yeah. But that's actually the route that works better for half of us, at least, because we get to set our own schedules. It's so flexible, and we get to plan the things. We know what we're getting ourselves into, unlike working for somebody else, and somebody can switch the pace at any minute, and we're just like, well, you know, it's going to take me a week to get used to this, and then by then you switched it again, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I had a system in place and it was working. And now I have to pivot again.
Right.
And although we're great at pivoting, don't get me wrong, people with ADHD are great with pivoting. We pivot thoughts all the time. We don't want to. But we shouldn't have to because this was working.
Right.
So now you're telling me to stop thinking about the thing that I just was able to focus on solely. Like I was just able to make it its own thought. And now you're telling me I got to make something else its own thought. I just got this down pat. Yeah. No, I get it. I can definitely be... One thing I need to do is probably switch gyms, too. I think it would help if we went to the same gym. I pay for a gym membership, and I'm the only person going to it. So I can definitely, like, switch to your gym. And we can do that and work out. Or I'll just get an additional gym membership and keep this one, because this one has a pool. So...
I could go to yours.
Yeah, I mean, that, too.
Because I just don't want to take a shower at the gym. Because I'll go right to work afterwards. Because your house is closer to...
It is.
My job. Like, it only took me 20 minutes.
Shower at my house.
Okay.
We have that, too. Like, even if you want to just, like, come over on the week... We can talk about this off the pod. But, you see what I'm saying? Like, we can definitely
make it easier for each other.
Absolutely.
And that's another thing, too. Like, I've realized, like, when I go to the gym with other people, I be thinking, like, oh, we got a system. And I'm like, I really just like the fact that I'm here with somebody else. Yep. We don't have to be doing the same shit. I could be over here on the treadmill and you over there lifting weights. And then eventually we switch.
Yeah.
Or, like, we might be in the same vicinity. And I'm just like, this shit heavy as fuck. And you like, yeah, girl. And then we go about our business. But as long as we're there, and I can be like,
yeah,
and then go about.
It usually helps. I'm usually inspired by the person that I go to the gym with too. Like I might see them doing something that I don't do. Yeah. So like I am heavy in lifting weights. Yeah. Like I am solely going to the gym, and I'm spending 90% of my time on some type of machine, like some type of press or some type of free weight something, and then I'm spending the last maybe like 30 minutes or whatever in cardio because I'm not looking to necessarily lose a bunch of weight. I just want a fat ass. Like, I got very simple, just smaller, more toned arms, a really nice back, and a fat old ass. That's all I want. I don't even want the flat stomach. Just marinate the coochie, so we good. We good there. It's just sometimes you want to see somebody else doing something in the gym. So, like, if I see my homegirl on that motherfucking Stairmaster, I'm like, bitch is getting it. Like, I just want to be inspired. We don't got, like you said, we don't have to be on the same machine. But just to see somebody else in there getting it, I love seeing black women in the gym. I love it. We ain't never really spoke a word, but a hey sis. But to see her with her scarf on, I'm at home, there's a sisterhood. And because I go to a predominantly white gym, there's mostly a bunch of fucking old white men in there, maybe a couple minutes, and then them fucking big, beefy motherfuckers. I like to see my sis in there with the matching set on with the bonnet. Yes. Like, I like to see it. Girl, where you get that from? Where did you get that from? I'm in there the other day, my Bob's Burgers socks on. I got my fucking, I got like a jumpsuit. It's like a short jumpsuit. Yeah. Put on a sweater over top of it because I like to sweat. The lady was like, girl, you wearing them socks? I was like, girl, you wearing that hat, girl? We was in there having us a good old time.
I think that's another thing, too, with having ADHD. You need that community.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, this is with anything. It never feels good to feel like you're the only one going through something.
Child.
So to have that sense of community of, oh shit, you forget shit too.
Yep.
Oh shit, you are disorganized. Oh shit, it's hard for you to pivot at times, but you're good at it.
Yep.
You just don't want to.
Yep.
Or like any of the, the characteristics of having these type of diagnoses. It's just like, it just feels good to be able to talk to somebody and be like, you deal with that too. What have you went through to figure it out, or how far along are you with figuring out what's best for you?
It's like, it's a dark analogy, but it's like people who have cancer and go to have their treatments,
they usually be having a great time.
Like in that, like in chemo, people who go through dialysis, like you sit in a room, you eventually talk to these people. Mom has MS. When she goes to get her infusion, she always in there talking to somebody. Like you say, it does help. It helps when you're pregnant and you go to a mom and a mommy and me class, a bunch of other big bitches in there fucking waddling and everybody fucking feet swelling and you tired. Those were some of the best times because I was like,
and stuff.
Bitch, we all in here crying. Everybody nose done spread. Everybody skin itch. I felt at home.
Yeah.
I felt so at home. I had only gone to like 2 or 3. I just needed to know that it was some other bitches struggling and their baby daddies wasn't shit either. Right? That's what I needed. I needed somebody else to cry that they motherfuckers wasn't helping them either.
Yes.
And we all stayed in touch and now everybody motherfucking and got it together. Like sometimes you just need that community. You do. You need a community. And I hope that as the podcast grows, that we are able to create that sense of community amongst women. If you have ADHD, if you're just a woman in general who is just
struggling,
going through the motions, we are here. We're here to talk. We want your letters. We want to get the emails from you guys, the DMs, all of that. We want to have the conversations. We want to gauge those conversations. You're not in this bitch alone. No. You're not. We didn't find each other until like later in life. Mm-hmm. And this has been like the most support that I've had in being neurospicy, being a little fucking ditzy and lost sometimes. Sometimes you need somebody to be like, nah, I be forgetting shit too. Yeah. I'm going through shit too. Like, I have undiagnosed ADHD and I'm a mom. So I can relate in ways that Natasha cannot. But Natasha is somebody who's in a relationship, in school, a black woman, in text with diagnosed ADHD. I can't relate to that. Like, there's a space for everyone. Yes. When somebody tells you that they are willing to show up as a supportive member of your life, take them up on it. Take them up on it.
Especially when they follow through.
Even if it's a total stranger. Talk. There are online communities. Don't feel like because you can't, reach out and touch that person that it doesn't hit the same. Some of the greatest people that I've ever met, like in my life, I didn't meet until after I met them on the internet. I'm talking about like stayed in their houses, slept in their houses, met their mamas, been around their kids. Like, we close. We're locked in. We celebrate shit together. I met them on the end. I literally met these people on Twitter. And I am so excited because I want to fly out to the Midwest sometime next year because they just bought a house. Like, just got married, just bought a house. Why would I not?
I don't see why not.
One of my closest friends, we've literally only met in person twice. Aww. She moved from Philly to Texas. One of my greatest girlfriends. Can talk to her about anything. Aww. Why would you? There are really some amazing people on. Now, there are some motherfuckers that will chop you up and put you in your basement. Use discernment.
Use that intuition, baby.
But don't miss out on opportunities because you feel like nobody else knows how I feel. You're not liking those TikTok videos for no reason. It's not just like, oh, this feels like so relatable. That's because it is. That's because it is.
It for sure is.
Don't be afraid of community. I think that's another strong part of self-concept is understanding that as you make changes. You can't
always do it by yourself.
Yes, you can't. As you make changes to your life, you need assistance. You need help.
You need that. You need somebody that's going to pull you out of that hole or push you
or root you on.
Yeah.
Especially self-esteem. Like, speaking to that, when you don't feel your best, sometimes you need your friends to be like, girl, you wearing that outfit. Girl, I love your hair. When you had that Britney Spears moment and shave all your fucking hair off, maybe your homegirl like, girl, your hair is a little big. You right. But they got earrings to fix that. Mm-hmm. And now we got turn on earrings. Out. That's community. And that's a part of self-concept is knowing that there are people around you that are going to show up for you when you cannot. That is so important.
It really is.
That is so important. And that's why I'm so thankful for you specifically, because you do not allow me to, one, sit in my shit, but two, if I'm not sitting in my shit long enough, you be like, friend, maybe you need to marinate on it. Like, maybe.
I definitely be telling you, take a rest.
Like, think about that.
Take a nap.
This is, even now, you're like, you're in limbo. I'm like, I'm not. I'm losing my fucking mind. You're like, that's because you don't know how to sit the fuck down.
You don't.
You really don't know how to rest. And now you're freaking out about the fact that there is so much on autopilot that you don't know what the fuck to do with the rest of your time. So you're trying to find shit to fill it. I don't know how to do nothing else better other than that. So just take me as I am. Like, that's a part of my self-concept. I know that's a part of me.
And that's a part of literally.
I know I ain't shit.
And that's a part of the self-concept, realizing these things. But that's also a part of breaking that with being in certain ways so long and stripping away though. Like that's a part of like, oh shit, I am always on go.
I am.
I don't know what the fuck sitting down looks like or chilling looks like. Like
my mom,
even when I'm chilling, I'm not.
My mom had to apologize to her children. Like, she apologized to all of us. She's like, she always had us doing something as kids. Like, we never had downtime.
I wish my parents had me doing more.
Girl.
I'd be feeling so fucking lazy.
We was doing shit every day of the week. Like, if it wasn't something that required to practice every day out of the week, she was going to find something to fill those days. So now that we're older and we have jobs and things like that, I don't think that that's something that she equated for. I don't think that she ever thought about like, oh shit, one day my kids would actually have other responsibilities.
I don't think parents really be thinking about the long game.
They don't.
They just now, like, while you're with me, you're going to be this, that, and the third.
Like my little sister, she can lay down, but her mind is always on go. So like when she's laying down, she's just like, fuck, like I feel like I should be doing something with myself, and I feel bad for like taking a nap. Like sometimes she will grant herself, because she's 16. Sometimes she will grant herself that nap, but she also like with 16-year-old, got 2 jobs. Nigga. So I got 40 fucking things I got going on, and I never sleep. Like, to the point where everybody like, are you sleeping? And I'm like, I actually am getting 8 hours of sleep. They're like, there's no way I'm not with the way you look. And I'm like,
not with the way you look. Wow.
But it's honest. Like, my fiance's mom said, you're sleeping, but your brain is not sleeping. And that's why you look so tired.
If you're dreaming about
I'm not having dreams. Oh, I have not dreamed in months. I have not had a fucking dream. The last dream I had was a couple weeks ago, but I know it's probably because of something that I ate, because I had a dream that somebody, and girl, the way like, I had a dream that somebody was withholding information. Remember I talked to you about the whole situation after I had that call with you know who? Mm-hmm. I had a dream that the other person, all her fucking teeth fell out. I had a dream that all her teeth fell out. And I was like, that in itself, that's telling me something. That is telling me something. That's the last dream I had. And it's been about a month.
Spirit say you won't get these
these if I need the message, I'm gonna get the message. But when it comes to just like having a dream, no. I've tried taking melatonin. I've tried putting aquamarine in my pillow.
Because a lot of people don't have dreams that smoke.
It could be. It could be stress. I know that when I'm stressed, I don't dream a lot either. It could be a nasty combination of all of those things.
That stress and not having dreams. I be like, can something take me away from what the fuck I'm thinking about all the time? I can't even get a fucking.
I wake up in the morning like, well, that was night. That was
dark.
That was dark. Right, literally. That had nothing.
I hate not having dreams.
And then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I can't even account for my dreams. Like, bitch, that's because you ain't have one. I'm trying to dream because that's when I know I'm getting decent rest. I did sleep better last night, but that's because I turned the air back on because, the weather's been weird. So I think that might also be, have something to do with it. But
68 degrees.
Yeah, like a 67, 68-ish. Absolutely. Yeah. I know it's something. I know that it's something, but I also know that I'm on the tail end of it and it's almost over.
Because once this trip come up,
girl, the minutes that I get on that boat,
up and stuck.
The only reason why I'm getting the Wi-Fi, of course, is so I can keep in touch with my fiance and make sure that he's good because of his, work hours and shit.
Sucking, though,
all I need is to be able to text him back and forth and if we have to FaceTime, to, like in emergencies. I also have to account for like my aunt because that's my best friend. I gotta make sure she alive and well.
Oh, for sure.
But like his tablet and things like that, that's all I'm trying to account for. I don't want no social media. I'll take the pictures and I'll post them when I get back.
Yeah.
I want to rest. And I'm going on vacation with
y'all got that drink package?
No, because I don't drink a lot. I think it would be a waste of money. If you buy a drink package, you should be having like 9 drinks a day.
My parents got the drink package and I had like 3 drinks.
Yeah.
But I was also on their drink package. So
I think I might just have like a glass of wine with dinner every night.
Okay.
I really want to have a very sober experience. I want to just enjoy being around my child. I really enjoy this time too because his dad usually doesn't go on these cruises, and we do a lot as a family and we do our separate time as well, but I feel like this is our thing. Like it's him, he knows that like me and mom are getting ready to leave the country and we're going with Oma, and it's a thing for us. And it sucks because he always loves when my little sister goes, he's like, Tina is not going this time. And I'm like, yeah.
She not going?
No, because she has school, she has work, she has everything else, and we just bought her a car. So her part of the trip, she was like, I don't give a fuck about a trip. I want a car. We was like, all right, well then. And now she like, now that I think about it, no, So we have that experience.
Like, give me the motherfucking car too. I ain't even gonna lie.
She set herself up.
I'm out.
That's a strong self-concept. She know what the fuck she want.
I'm out.
Yeah. But I'm going on vacation with the Queen of Rest, so I know that I'll be fine. Like, I'll be good. I know that.
And she gets the house to herself.
Yeah, but her uncle, somebody going to come.
True.
Check on her.
Check on the baby.
I'm going to send the fiance around there. Because my mom is actually moving closer to us. She'll probably be like 20 minutes away.
Both the grandmas?
Yeah, girl. Like one up the block, and the other one, she just going to be like a little skirt away. Probably like, if I hop on the highway, maybe like 3 exits, so like 10-15 minute drive. Oh yeah, it's up and it's stuck. I just hope it's not up and stuck the other way around. Like I don't want my mama
she
at my
always
house.
coming over.
Mm-hmm. And then now I got to move, and I tell her where I'm going. She already think my house a PO box.
She be getting stuff.
Girl, talk about something. Why you ain't open it to see what it was? You know I don't know what the fuck I be ordering. Why am I opening your packages?
That's your mail.
She talk about something. You was a terrible postal worker. I would never.
Like, first of all, just because you will open my stuff don't mean I want to open yours.
I told her, I said, if I open it and it's something that I can fit and or something that I want, you're not getting this. So I would advise you to not let me
come get your stuff.
But don't tell her nothing. Mm-hmm. Especially if she start ordering shit for this cruise. Don't tell her nothing. When it's in my suitcase and not hers. I tried to tell you, Ma. I tried to tell you.
It's mine now. Mm-hmm. It is mine now.
Girl.
So, with all that being said, why do you think self-concept is important? Like, I think is it trash?
The top 3 reasons that I can think of is, 1, because it allows you to determine your friendships and your acquaintanceships better. So because you have a true sense of self, it allows you to pick better people, in my opinion. I think the second thing is it's just great for your mental health. I think when you have a lot less questions about who you are and you have a strong, self-concept, it helps you to create stronger boundaries. Yes. It allows you to show up for yourself because you know what you will tolerate and what you won't. And I think the third thing is that it grants you instant gratification, right? Even if the thing you're doing doesn't grant you instant gratification, knowing that it's in line with who you are as a person is instant gratification enough. Now that might just be like personal for me, because that's one thing that I'm working on with being in social media and doing so much. I think that sometimes you look for the likes, you look for the analytics. You know, with me, I'm always looking at our numbers. So I think that sometimes in being a creative, you do lose sight of just the creativity. So from a creative aspect, I think the third thing, just having a strong self-concept, allows you to just still be passionate. Like it still allows you to, even if you're doing it for the money, to still have that sense of being like, damn, this is still something I love to do.
But I won't do that.
Yes.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
You won't get me on that hill.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the strongest boundaries that you have to have in having a strong self-concept. And a part of that concept being a creative is because people will try to get you to do shit for free.
Wild stuff.
Just because they know it's something you love to do. Oh, can you paint me something for my living room? Like, yeah, absolutely. It's gonna but like, don't you paint for fun?
For me,
yeah,
I paint for me.
But painting for you doesn't sound fun. That sounds like work.
Especially when it's something that you want. That's not what I planned on painting.
Now, if you want to just buy the easel, buy the supplies, and get me, I can do that. But you getting so specific about this, yeah, no, girl, that's gonna require a really strong boundary.
I can like draw on the thing.
And you can paint by numbers if you want. I'll draw it up. Now that sounds fun. But if you think that I'm gonna spend my hours doing this, you can suck my ass. I'm not doing. Why do you think it's important? Or is it ass?
Basically, for all the same reasons that you said. When you know what you will do and won't do, it's way easier out here in the world as an adult. Because, with teenagers, it's like, oh shit, that's the popular thing. I'm gonna go do that. Yeah. With being an adult, it's just like, I got fucking bills to equate for. I got a family. I got this. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool to you? Do I look like I was born last night?
Some of these people do look like they was born last night, and they act like it too. Some of them act like they was born this morning,
and that's their problem.
And that's a lack of self-concept.
Exactly, that's a big lack of self-concept. But when you know what you will stand on and what you'll just be like, all right. No, I think that's very important.
Is there anybody that you see that you really admire their self-concept? Like, do you see somebody you like, that's that bitch right there?
You are very, of course, outside of being stressed right now, you are very in tune with who you are. And I know that didn't come easy. No. But like the person that I see, you are just so sure. You don't let people get you out of your character, and if it seems like it's out of character, no, bitch, that was me.
You just never seen that side, right? Yeah.
You are very confident, and I know that took time as well. Yeah. But like, I really admire the person that you are. Oh, Like when you be hyping me up, I'd be like, I'm trying to get there. I'm really trying to get there. And I know you mean it wholeheartedly when you be hyping me up and you say positive things to me.
Because you do have a personal power. And like, you're right there. Like, that's the thing that blows me sometimes. It's like you putting your foot in the water, like your toe in the water. You like, I want to jump,
cold.
But it's cold. And I'm like, but you know that pools are cold. And you like, right.
Can I just jump in here?
But it's like, you got the swimsuit on, you got the flippers on, you got the goggles. Like, you prepared. Like, you are so prepared. But the idea of actually jumping in the pool is the thing that scares you. And I'm like,
it's very scary to me to become this person that I haven't been in so long.
Metaphorically speaking, you got your ass up, got in the car, came to the pool, put your clothes on at the pool.
I have been preparing myself for this my whole life.
You done came to the pool multiple times, saw the pool, said that's the pool, but you won't get in the pool.
And I go back home.
And I'm in the pool like, what the fuck is you doing? I just can't do it today, friend. I can't do it. You gonna get your ass. I can't do it.
Can I just sit on the side?
Or my absolute favorite, you get in the pool, you go, okay, I'm getting out. And I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
I do be in there sometimes.
And I'm like, do you not realize, like, you'll say something every now and then, and you'll be like it'll be like a like it'll have like a real like yes on it, like a very serious, and you be like, let me stop, and I'm like, no, keep going, and you be like, I'm gonna stop. No, you're not. Let me chill. No,
I'll be like, that was kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're like I don't know what that was.
I don't know who that was.
It's like when you fart in public. Like, I don't know what that was. Yes, that was you. You did it. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. Like, that's you.
Like, I don't know. I don't even know who that bitch was.
That is you. And that's why, like, we had that conversation. I was like, I'm actually more offended that you think I hang out with ugly people. Like, that's the thing that's blowing. Because what? I'm not even really offended at the fact that you think that I'm more offended at the fact that you
think that I was hanging out with ugly bitches.
That I was hanging out with ugly people.
You thought?
Like, fuck the way you feel for a second. Let's put that to the side. Did you think I hung out with ugly bitches?
What type of bitch do you take me for?
That's how I was like, do you girl, I be wanting to beat your ass. I be like, she don't know. Like, even like the live show we went to, he was like, I'm gonna wear this, and he was like, but then I'm gonna put this on. He was like, but that's kind of like I'm like, if you don't put the fit on, I'm gonna bust you, because it's like a 90s theme, and I'm like, right, and then you got the fit, and then you put it on. He was like, okay, I'm cute, and I'm like, yeah, and then he was taking all these pictures, like, and he was like, let me stop. No, kid, God, it's. Meanwhile, I'm in the corner like, how can I like take this off and roll it up to show more titty? Like, what? You like, friend, I'm trying to get like you, ma'am. The fuck? Like, I admire you. I'm more so admire you because I think that you were my outside looking in. So it was a lot of like, people could see my progress and I couldn't see it. Mm-hmm. And I think that you give yourself credit for the process, but it's not a long-term credit. Right? Like, it's almost like you give yourself report cards each quarter and you're like, oh, I could do better next quarter. And it's like, how about we just do, like, let's deal with the fact that you got through the quarter. True. Right? Like, fuck a grade. Like, the grade, you get an A for effort. Right? Because I know, because to your point, some things you don't want to do. So when you actually go through with them, I make it a big deal, and you're like, it's really not that deep, but it is, because I know what it took to get you here. Because I saw you
over there, damn near on the brink of tears, and you know trying to get like, you the shit.
I will go get balloons, get a cake, and it'll be like, congratulations on sending your first email. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care, because I know what it took. We're celebrating. I don't want to put these episodes out. You're gonna do it, and then we're going to dinner. I'm talking about black dress, like swanky champagne, because you posted 4 episodes. I don't give a fuck. I want to celebrate my friends. I'm trying to say. True. When my homeboy got custody of his daughter, we're going to dinner. I don't give a fuck because I know what it takes for certain shit. I know what it takes. Yeah. And nobody celebrated me. Nobody celebrated me. When I started businesses, nobody believed in me until it really started to do numbers. Yeah. And the people that did believe in me before it ever did what it did, those people, one of those people is dead and gone, but she was 96. True. So for my great aunt to call me like, hey, I'm trying to purchase from your business, that was a big thing for me. Mm-hmm. She saw me before. She didn't even know what the fucking analytic was. And then once I dissolved the business, she was like, you know, Christian, what happened to your business? I'm like, oh, you know, Maki, I don't do that anymore. She's just kind of like, why? Like,
right.
That's
like, excuse me?
My personal power came from those women, you know? So I never had a chance to be mediocre. Like, it was never even an option. Like, that's even true. To this day, the women around me are way stronger than the men around me. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. Like, yeah, them niggas can move a table, but that bitch can move a mountain if she put her mind to it. That's the type of bitch I want to be. My granny a trill ass bitch. My great aunt a trill ass bitch. My mama one of the trillest in the game. You feel me? I don't have the option to be mediocre. So when I see another black woman around me and she trying her damnedest and she's still on that mediocre shit, you gonna get cussed the fuck out. Because do you not know how fucking good you are? Do you not know how amazing of a woman? And if you don't know, I'm going to affirm you until you can affirm yourself. I'm so big on that. You do not get to be mediocre around me. You don't. Because then that means that I'm mediocre. True. I'm guilty by association. And bitch, you can't have low self-esteem over here. You can't. Not with the type of shit I be doing in public. It ain't no way in hell. And I'm not talking about like the people I be around. I get my big ass up on tables and shit and start twerking and dancing on chairs and dancing, shaking titties with drag queens. Y'all. If you insecure in the corner, who gonna take the pictures?
Right.
Get your ass up on this table and shake these titties with this drag queen with me. We out here, we out of town thugging with our rounds, okay? Reverend Sexy Red, I'm sick of this. That's how I feel. So the fact that you would think that I could have somebody around me that is just so, I'm not sure about that.
You need to be sure.
Well, today you get sure. The fuck? I cannot. And you know I'm always be in your corner. I don't give a fuck. I'm always in your corner. And I'm going to cheer you the fuck on. I'm talking about like a ghetto, like, go friend.
She going to be out there with the damn sign and everything.
What? With a fucking, I'm going to have lights on my shirt. I'm like, we did it. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with it. I'm not even included in any of this. It's the fact as though she did it. I don't care. Like.
That's true.
Don't walk across the stage. I dare you to get a degree. It's gonna be ugly in there.
And that's why I called you when you got when you said you had the interview and shit. I was just like, oh shit.
It's because those are big things. It doesn't have to be. And I think that's something that people have to learn. Is don't wait for the really big accomplishments. Just the opportunity is a big thing. Celebrate that.
You won't be waiting for a minute. I think that also helps with the ADHD. If you give yourself those smaller celebratory moments.
Stars. We should get a sticker chart.
We should. Oh, I like it.
Because in my 6.
Yeah.
It could be.
We speak to each other's inner child a lot.
Oh, for sure.
We've talked about that before.
I'm like the little kid that was like, in the corner, like, doing the little dances, and you came over like, are you okay? Right, like, you just kind of came over like.
You be like this, and I'm like, I don't know what music we dancing to, but this looks fun.
I hear what she hear.
Right.
Like, that's this really what it is. It's literally like.
I'll meet you where you at.
But you need people like that. And you don't need people to always meet you on your side. Go meet them, right? Be on their side of the spectrum. I think that's where the fun really comes in at.
Yes.
You know, when you can get into other people's actuality of themselves and enjoy the things that they want. Sometimes the self-concept don't even be about you. Sometimes it's about the friend. You know, it's about the family member, the cousin, whomever that you're celebrating. Because when you can see how they've worked so hard for something, and like, I'm planning a wedding. You know, yes. I know that that's going to be a joyous day, and I know that the people around me are going to be so happy. That's a part of my self-concept. But a part of their self-concept is being supportive of me.
Yes.
So I just think that it's important that you show up for people on their spectrum, what they got going on, and just to be excited for your people. Like, if you're not excited for your people, don't be around your people.
Because the way I was about to beat that nigga up.
Girl. Sometimes.
Reel it back.
And just take them out. Like, it's like a stun.
Like a scorpion.
That's what we need. We should start a vigilante group where there's one in India.
Just randomly punch niggas in the face.
Well, in the vigilante group, I think it's like 18 old Indian women. They got bamboo sticks.
I like it. Whoop that nigga ass.
I don't know what the Baltimore version of that would be, but we could walk around with like 993s on. Like some New Balances. And we could fucking Park Heights stomp on some niggas. crazy leg and beat the shit out of him. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna
get police batons. You know niggas are scared.
I got one in my purse. I just flop it up. Flop. Listen, because if you stay ready, that's my self concept. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
I got the pepper spray.
Well, I think we good.
I think I aim pretty well.
I think between my stick and your pepper, we is one vigilante.
I just gotta be like, all right, you got him down. All right. or I sprayed him and then you beat his ass on the floor.
Because sometimes you
looking like Martin. Just welted up after
you gotta put your hands on people sometimes.
That's a part of my self-concept. A lot of people need.
That's a part of who I am as a person. I am a very violent person. I'm not. Violence is not the answer. I personally believe that violence is a universal vocabulary. The word. I feel like cause if I shake your hand, right, and you shake my hand, we might not even know what we're shaking hands about. But if I cock back and smack the shit out you know we have a problem. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So sometimes my words is not enough. Sometimes I have to put my hands on you to articulate the problem. Because maybe you don't comprehend. You know what that's called? Fair communication. I tried talking to you. It didn't work. So I put my hands on you.
All right, Malcolm X.
Progressive. That's all. I'm just for the people.
Malcolm C.
Malcolmisha. Purr. Malcolm X was kind of fine. I'm just saying. You know, as a leader, he could lead me. Amen. I'm going to hell for that one. All right, you right. You right.
No, because it's the truth. The fuck?
What else did we put in here? Breaking generational curses, being a part of developing self-concept. I don't want that. I don't want that goal. I don't want that role.
What? I don't want that one to break the generational
I don't want to be that one.
I feel like you've already done it, though. Girl, the way that you raise you.
Oh, girl.
Nigga. Girl. If it's nothing else that you change about the
my mom said that too.
You raise him totally different than the way that your mom and dad raised you.
My mom was like, "You are an excellent mother," and I was like,
"You are, nigga.
Fuck
you
up.
Really are." Like I tell you every time I come over there, I be like, "You are such a good mom."
Thank you.
Cause the way he be running around, I just be putting myself in auntie mode. Like
he's fine.
Yeah,
he's fine. He's a very.
He is well taken care of, and you can tell.
And
like he doesn't
want him
need
to
for
have
nothing.
A strong self-concept as a child. I don't want him to have to go through a lot of the shit that a lot of children have to go through because they weren't given a voice. They weren't given space to speak. So like, people kind of find it uncomfortable. Like he can tell his father and I, like, leave me alone.
I think that's very important.
He doesn't want
people
to be bothered.
Need their space.
If we've done something to upset him, if he's done something and is now reprimanded for it and says, leave me alone, I know that that's his reaction.
He needs a minute.
To being upset. We're going to correct
Which is fair.
It. Yes, but we're not going to be like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Right.
I know who the fuck he's talking to. He's talking to me. But we're going to talk about tone. We're going to talk about, like, when is that appropriate? We're going to talk about the fact that...
How do you ask for someone to leave you alone?
You know, like because you're upset.
Can you give me a minute? I need some time by myself.
And he does that. Or he'll just walk away. My child is the king.
That's me all day.
Walking the fuck away.
That's me all day.
Separate myself.
You talking to me? I ain't want to hear it. I'm be over here.
And his dad allows him to like articulate himself through curse words sometimes. So sometimes like he be in the house playing the game, he be like motherfucker, and I'm like
motherfucker.
He fucking died in the game. That is a fair assessment. Mm-hmm. Like he's a sponge, so he's only learning what he sees from his father. His father is a gamer. You cannot ask a child to change behaviors that they're mirroring if you're not changing the behaviors that they're mirroring. So we can't get mad at our child.
You cannot be a do as I say, not as I do as person.
He's a reflection of his household. Is that concerning sometimes? Yes. Because we be in that bitch screaming. Like just sometimes on a random Sunday, we just got to get it out.
He do be seeming like he off a perk sometimes. I'd be like, you good? And then I'd be like,
but look at his mama.
I'm like, she not saying nothing. All right.
If he jumping on the couch with a popsicle out of his mouth and then want to swing from the curtain, did he break anything? No. Do I want him hanging from my curtain? No. But we're going to have that conversation.
But is he leaving me alone right now? Yes.
He know.
He does.
He's a very confident child. I'm just working on him finding his inner voice. Yeah. Because he is one or the other. He doesn't have, and I know it's because he's sick. So as he gets older, it'll get better. But he is either, oh no, everything's fine when it's not. Or it's, what the actual fuck? Like, he's that child. He's extreme. Not. Yeah, it's no in the middle. Like, if his cousin is getting on his nerves, it's not like a, you know, hey, like, let's take a break. It's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. And it's like, but he's 6. I'm like, but she got on his nerves.
So,
you know? Like, I don't make him share. I don't, like, he knows the importance of sharing. This child is always trying to give his allowance away to homeless people. Like, he's very big. Mommy, can we give him $1? Mommy, why doesn't he have a home? But he's also like, I'm not sharing my toy with you because I'm not done playing with it.
Right. And that's fair.
My child is a very dualistic child. Like, I'm very proud of how we're rearing him. But I'm not taking on no more generational curses. I'm done. I'm done. We got the first millionaire in the family. We good. We got mathematicians and first-time home buyers and doctors and lawyers. We got all that shit. I'm not doing nothing else. Y'all don't even do nothing else. I did the child one. That's it. Everybody else take a trauma. Take a generational curse. Y'all go ahead. Do you feel like you've broken any generational curses or working towards breaking any generational curses? I feel like a big one for you is the detachment from a fixed religion.
Yes.
I don't really think of that as like a generational curse, but given the conversations we've had, I can see how it could be one.
For sure. Yeah. Because that started up the process of me looking at my self-concept with me not being so attached to this part of my family. It's just like but who am I? What do I believe in? What will I stand for? What will I just let slide? Yeah. And stuff like that. And also with me speaking up to my mom, I think that was like a big thing because before it's just like people pleasing, like, okay, whatever makes you happy. But it's like, I got to a point where I was just like, I'm not happy doing whatever makes you happy. And I don't even fucking live with you. So why the fuck does that even matter? Yeah. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And if you can't handle that, we're on a no talk, no contact
thing is deep, yeah.
And like she really took it to heart and was just like, I mean, I accept you. I'm just like, but you always got a but with it. I don't like that but.
So either take me for who I am.
Mom, I like women. Yeah, you can have that, but don't bring that over here. Well, then you won't be seeing me when I am in a relationship with a woman. Yeah. Because if you cannot accept who I am as your daughter, then because I accept you, all those times that you put that, at all them times that you spoke to me like I was a nigga out on the street, you was upset and I ain't had shit to do with it, and you spoke to me like you didn't give a fuck about me, and I still love you as my mom, but you upset because I like a little coochie. I'm confused.
And the coochie be good.
Coochie ain't never broke my heart.
Coochie actually has made the world a better place, to be honest with you. So why are you maybe you need some coochie, mama, to be honest with you.
I was about to say that, but she's not the type.
Then she been to knock your head off. Now your head rolling across the street.
I be trying to be respectful.
We didn't even pull topics for this episode, friend.
I think that was the topic.
I know. I'm saying our side topics. Stuff. Yeah. The logistics. Some episodes we might just not have them. Do you have an affirmation for the people?
What does my phone say? I choose to be grateful even on difficult days.
Absolutely. Do I have an affirmation for the people? My self-concept is strong. I feel like that's important. If it's not strong, affirm it till it is strong. Affirmations are not always to confirm what you're currently experiencing either. Sometimes you got to give yourself that pep talk to like get in the game. And
even sometimes you have to, sometimes affirmations don't have to be things that you don't believe right now. Right. It can be the things that you actually do see. Yeah. I have a roof over my head. Keep it moving up because you know niggas that don't.
Because sometimes you become so caught up in life that you can't even believe that things are happening. Bruh. I got a roof over my head. Like imagine.
Literally. Yeah. Like, I have a car to get to work. I have things in place to get me to where I need to be, and that's true in the sense that you can see that, and it's actual true in a.
Because there are things, not to get philosophical, but there are things that happen in your day to day that you wouldn't even know about, that could have been of help or harm. So just be thankful that that's not something that you had to deal with. Rush hour traffic, okay. But the lady who was doing 90 on the highway and got clipped from somebody doing 120 and took out 6 construction workers.
But something in you told you to leave work 30 minutes later than usual. Because you would have been right there. She would have hit your ass. your car would have been on fire.
So be thankful for the things that you can see and the things that you cannot see.
Sorry to the people that have to deal with it, you know, but it wasn't you.
So. Your self-concept is strong. It's nothing wrong. Before we get out of here, there's nothing wrong with counting your blessings when it discounts somebody else's experience too. Like, be okay with the fact that sometimes it just works out for you. Like, sometimes shit just works out for you. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes blessings are just literally handed to us. We don't always work for everything that it is that we receive. There's a lot of shit that I have received in my life that I had no business receiving in the time that I received it.
Same.
So sometimes the blessing just comes from you being who you are. That's it. It's not because of the amount of work that you put in. Sometimes God just want to drop you that gem. That's it. And be thankful for that. And I know I'd be especially thankful.
And even sometimes when things are removed, when you thought that you needed it the most, and then you like come to this part in your life where you're just like, damn, I didn't need that thing.
If I had a wig.
Because when I got fired from this one job that I did not want, I was like, damn, like I got fired. Like I was upset. I was crying, ugly crying, because I was like, I ain't never got fired from a job.
Yeah.
But later on, I talked to this lady that gave me a reading, and she was just like, that was actually a blessing. Like, you didn't want to be there.
Imagine working at a job that you didn't want to be at, and then you stay there for longer than you got to it, the bitch gets shot up and you die.
Bruh.
And that's the extreme, but those are some extremes. So, like, let's be thankful that sometimes situations do happen outside of our control. Like, just be thankful that's what happened, because it always works out in the end. If you don't take anything else from this fucking podcast, nothing the fuck else, please believe that everything works out in the end. No matter how bad it is, no matter how fucked up it is, no matter how bad it hurts, no matter what it costs you, no matter what it causes, it always works out in the end. Always. It has no choice but to. That's literally how life works. Literally.
Unless you're trying to harm somebody, then.
And even then, it still work out, because either you gonna get your ass beat or do what's got to be done. I told you, I believe in violence, so it always works out.
You gonna get that head knocked off and be like, "Damn, I should be a better person." Yep, that worked out for you, didn't it? Now you're a better person. You out here damn near a preacher.
And if you out here murdering people and then you murder somebody and get caught and you in jail, it did work out for them people.
And it worked out for you too, because you actually were homeless,
and you had no sense,
have a roof over top of your head,
and you had no sense of not harming people. So this was your motherfucking lesson. Keep your hands to your fucking self, and maybe you stay out of jail.
They got a roof over your head and you getting food.
3 hots in a cot, and all it took was for one motherfucker to die. Sorry, but
they got paid. The family got paid.
Amen. So look at that.
Money don't bring them back, but you well taken care of.
Because they was living in a box. Life has no choice but to work out.
So this has been Jaded and Evolving. We truly appreciate y'all for tuning in. I am Natasha Soul.
I'm Christian.
Today.
Yeah. I gotta find a new nickname. If nobody's told you today, please let me be the first to say that I like you and I love you. And I tell people that over on my own platform, but I think that is something I'm going to start bringing over here.
I like it.
Yay. Now I'm going to give you the finger. Bye.